Have you ever found yourself wondering what it was actually like to live in a rather different age? Imagine experiencing the world through the eyes of a century ago. We're delving into rare historical pictures in this video that will quickly whisk you back in time. From amazing events to daily life, these pictures will help you to feel as though you're strolling through history. Wanting to know what life actually was before current technology? Come journey with us. You will not believe what we uncover. Number 1. The real-life Wendy that motivated the Wendy's logo. Did you know that one of the most well-known fast food personalities is not only a logo, but also a real person? Actually, you are seeing a real-life Wendy when you view the recognizable sign with the ginger-haired girl with pigtails. None other than Wendy Morse, Dave Thomas's daughter, inspired the logo. Wendy's founder's daughter is pretty wild, right? But this is only the start of how real life and history interact in ways you would have never predicted. You might now be thinking, how many more well-known logos or events conceal true narratives from their background? Well, keep observing, since what we see next surprises us even more. Number 2. Women protest in the 1960s. Though the path has not been simple, women today have gone a long way in the struggle for equality. This striking 1960s picture shows a group of committed women getting ready for a protest for their rights, more especially their rights related to healthcare and abortion. Though it is an ongoing battle, these courageous women cleared the path for many of the liberties women enjoy now. The bravery in this picture reminds us just how difficult every triumph has been. If you believe this demonstration opened your eyes, wait till you witness the next historical event, where a little action resulted in a significant transformation of society. This picture really embodies the core of revolution. Number 3. Grocery shopping in the 1960s. Back in the 60s, grocery shopping really looked different. Though women are shown in this picture leisurely browsing the aisles, what truly catches attention? The rollers for hair. When was the last time you noticed women walking about sporting hot rolls in their hair? Back then, that was a typical sight. Today, it's almost a relic from the past. The simplicity of this scene allows us to see ordinary living that seems far distant from the shopping experience of today. However, if you find this to be a strange glimpse into the past, wait. Our next picture will transport you to a historical event you ought to see. Number 4. A housewife posing with weeks' worth of goods. Can you imagine feeding a family of 4 with just $12.50 a week? Robert Wheeler captured this amazing picture of a delighted housewife carrying food for a week that would not only feed her family, but also their cat. Though this historical snapshot reveals exactly how different life and prices were at that time, it is difficult to think that such a small amount could go that far. This small act tells volumes about the way we used to live. Find that intriguing? Our next picture then shows a revolution in entertainment that permanently altered our perspective of the world. It's a throwback to something we take for granted nowadays. Number 5. Luxurious air travel in the 1950s. Though earlier in the 1950s, air travel was the height of luxury, flying today can seem like a confined experience. This picture transports us to a time when commercial aircraft carried roomy seating, lots of legroom, and a general elegance. Dining on actual food, passengers appreciated first-class treatment, and they were free from concern about being crowded like sardines. It's difficult to imagine that once at a time, people eagerly anticipated flying. Just wait till you view the next picture if you find this snapshot of luxury fascinating. Number 6. Taco Bell menu, 1972. Though this picture of 1972 shows us exactly how different it was back in those days, Taco Bell has become a fast food foundation in America. There were just a few items on the modest menu, but the most interesting aspect was that they covered the proper pronunciation of the Mexican foods. The menu had to steer many Americans back then who were unfamiliar with tacos, burritos, or enchiladas. It's a curious reminder of how much things have evolved and how far the appeal of Mexican food has gone. If you find it fascinating, wait till you watch the next historical picture. Number 7. The 50s Las Vegas Strip. Can you believe that this is the Las Vegas Strip as it appeared in the 1950s? It's hardly identifiable in comparison to the neon-soaked, high-rise spectacle we know today. Though it seemed simpler and more modest back then, it was nonetheless bursting with charm and energy. The Strip's development over the years is evidence of Las Vegas's tremendous expansion and metamorphosis into the global entertainment hub. Isn't it amazing considering how drastically a place could change over a few decades? Number 8. The Milkman. Though it is no longer visible in our daily life, the Milkman was once a regular fixture on our streets. Imagine having glass bottles of fresh milk right at your door. That old atmosphere is wonderfully captured in this picture. It was an award-winning outfit meant to appeal to British housewives more so. Does it not make you question how much of a difference a job's appearance could have from little changes? Number 9. High school girls showing how many kids they want to have. Photographer Elliot Ellefson captured this fascinating picture taken about 1953, showing a class of high school girls passionately raising their hands to show their desired number of children. Could you picture if a teacher asked something like that in front of her class today? Most students would most likely roll their eyes or object to answering such a sensitive and invasive inquiry. This picture captures a somewhat different era when family plans were more prevalent and maybe more acceptable in a classroom environment. Is it not fascinating how even in schools, society's standards evolve with time? Number 10. Penney Catalog, 1973 shaggy bathroom fashion. This picture from the Penney 1973 spring and summer catalog transports us to a period when shaggy flooring was the trend even in the bathroom. When we consider this today, it's really a crazy decision. This bathroom's pink color palette enhances the nostalgia by reminding us of a time when strong and whimsical design decisions were accepted. Would you be surprised by how much our preferences in house decor have evolved over the years? Number 11. Waiting for the much-anticipated Star Wars screening. This famous picture catches the thrill of people lining up for the first Star Wars presentation. Imagine the buzz in the air as people excitedly awaited the advent of a new film universe. People hardly line up like this for movie openings these days. These days, you simply pay for your ticket online ahead of time and show up at the designated time. This picture reminds me of the great excitement one felt while awaiting the big screen experience. Is it not fascinating how our experience of events has evolved with technology? Number 12. A police officer stopping traffic to let a cat across the street. Capturing a police officer stopping traffic to let a cat carrying her kitten across the street in 1925. It is a strange but quite lovely view. Imagine something like that occurring today. Often too wrapped up in our hectic lives, we forget to stop for a small furry buddy. This picture not only reflects the softer side of law enforcement, but also emphasizes how times have evolved in our contacts with public animals. Does it not cause you to consider the little gestures of compassion we sometimes ignore in our daily life? Number 13. Atlantic City beach visitors, 1910. Originally captured in 1910, this amazing picture shows beachgoers having a day in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's amazing how everyone is completely covered playing in the water. It stands in sharp contrast to the swimsuits we find on the beach today. Could you picture walking into the water with a long dress or heavy pants? From wardrobe decisions to the general mood of a beach day, this picture emphasizes how much our beach culture has changed over the years. Is it not incredible how attitudes towards leisure and humility have changed throughout the years? Number 14. Group of women in New York, 1940. This striking picture features a group of 1940s New York City women. Just consider the enthusiasm. Even back then, New York was a busy city with a varied population living together that produced the distinctive environment that defines New York City today. With this snapshot, you can sense the city's liveliness. The tales these women could tell and their contributions to the vibrant tapestry of city life at that age are astounding. Would you want to know what it was like to negotiate life in such a dynamic, fast-paced city back then? Number 15. Los Angeles, 1927. Female police officers. Though it doesn't appear like it, this fascinating picture shows 3 female police officers riding motorbikes in Los Angeles, California in the late 1920s. It's amazing to think that back then, women were already smashing barriers in police enforcement. Times were undoubtedly different, and individuals had much more style even among police officers. This picture not only shows their elegant outfits, but also captures a period when women were beginning to assert their position in roles usually occupied by men. In a period when society expected women to comply, is it not encouraging to see women assuming such bold roles? Number 16. 1950s playground. Seeing this picture of a playground from the 1950s could cause parents today to have a fever. Just consider it. By current standards, it does not seem particularly safe. But children seem to flourish on those difficulties. Playgrounds used to look like this in the past. In what way do you suppose? Do children of today also seem overly posed? Do we live too cushioned lives? This picture starts a discussion on childhood safety against adventure, and how our opinions of play have changed with time. Do you believe a little adventure and risk could genuinely help children grow strong? Number 17. A kid meeting Andre the Giant, 1970s. In this remarkable moment, we witness a young child meeting the professional wrestler Andre the Giant, who peaked in his career during the 1970s. Just consider the size variations. Standing beside him, this little child gawks at Andre, who appears to be a real-life giant. She looks so small. Many of us can connect to the moment of wonder and exhilaration that meets our heroes. Can you recall a moment when you came across someone who made you feel so tiny, yet so motivated? If you enjoyed looking at these amazing historical pictures, join our community of inquisitive brains and never miss the intriguing tales just waiting to be unearthed. Moreover, when you subscribe, you're joining a family that appreciates the beauties of history together, rather than only helping the channel. Bye for now.